everybody. I am coming to you live at the moment, just because I'm going to do something a little bit different. Not that my process is going to be different, but the photographs that I'm scrapping are a little bit different. So I was on a recent girls weekend, and there was a lot of shopping involved, just to make it easy. And I took some photographs of our haul. Now, there were 4 of us, and we bought lots of gifts. I'm just going to say that. But there's this photo of the back of the car, but my friend is not like totally in the photo here. There's this photo of a bar, but really the photo is of the our haul here and how big it is, because people in my family and friends would understand how big this bar is. This is about a 4 high here by about 5 1/3 here. This is a 3 by 4. And then I have these 2 photos, and they're really a panoramic photo here of really kind of basically the same thing, because if you look, it kind of blends right here. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. When I first thought about doing this, I thought I was going to put them like right below each other, but I think it makes more impact if they come across like this. And I think these photos are 7 wide, but because I have the what I want to say, because I have this part right here repeated, it might only be more like 12. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. As a matter of fact, I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper here, so I can kind of look at this. Let's look at this and kind of see where we blend. Yeah, so that really is just about 12 by 12 here. It doesn't match exactly though, so I'm not sure that I'm okay with that. I mean, it might look kind of funny, and it's not exactly the same view. So I still think I might go back and do this, but you know, I reserve the right to change my mind as I do this. And then not sure what paper I'm going to use at this point. I was thinking about Simple Stories Posh. This is it's a Carpe Diem Posh for their planner line. And I really like kind of like the colors in this, and I haven't used this. I've had it a couple weeks, and I've done a few layouts, but this just hasn't been the right paper for any of those. So I'm excited to dig into this. So this might be it. That might be it. The other collection I could use is Chamel's Go Now Go. And because we were away, that might be appropriate. It does tend to have some fall colors. This is like really basically early fall. Definitely the place we were shopping had a fall bent to it. Lots of pumpkins and fall decorations, and then also some Christmas. So this would be appropriate for that as well too. Although this paper itself is busy, but I just thought the colors behind this might look good. And with the travel theme, that might work as well too. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for paper yet, but I just wanted to show you how unusual the photos I'm going to scrap are, and you're going to walk with me, really walk with me through the process as I arrange these. I'm going to stop live though now and make some paper decisions, and then come back with you after I've trimmed the photos as well, at least trimmed off the white stuff, so I can kind of understand how this might work. And then we'll go to fast forward and I'll narrate for you. So hope you're all well. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, I'm back, and I've chosen the papers from Chamel Go Now Go. You can see I have a basic arrangement for my photos. I have to tell you to keep watching to the end though, because I have a horrible accident with some mist, and you'll see how I have to solve that problem. Anyway, so what I did is I found this paper, this green paper from Chamel Go Now Go. It's called Move, and I'm using that as a frame. The background paper there, which is really kind of a beigey neutral color, is called Picnic. And what I decided to do is I decided to set those 2 long photos underneath, one under the other, because they didn't perfectly line up. they would have been slightly offset to make the photo continue. So it didn't look right. So I went back to my original idea, which was to put one underneath the other one. And as I was trying to figure that out, I decided to put the other two photos in the corners. It just didn't look right otherwise. I don't know how to explain it. And I guess I did that, you know, kind of thought about that as I was looking at papers. So you didn't see that part of the process. But anyway, so here's the idea there. And I'm taking these thickers from the Go Now Go collection. They're called Let's Go. And they're not really, they're a gold, almost a rose gold colors. They're slightly copper. So they're a little bit different than the gold that we have. And I really liked the adventure word. And my idea was to take adventure in the top and then to do something else on the bottom there to take up some space next to the picture on the bottom right. And one of the sentiments there says good day. So I thought maybe that's what I would do there, is to write good day down. Now I also do know that I have to figure out where to put some journaling here. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to border any of those papers or mat any of those pictures, not papers, if I'm going to mat any of the pictures. So I didn't like the good day necessarily. And I didn't love the today either. And now that I'm looking at this on screen, I'm really glad that I didn't do it that way. I did think about writing fun adventure, because this was a fun adventure, to take up some more space in that upper spot, but I'm looking at it and I'm not loving that. I don't really like the way the fun sits on top of the word adventure, although it's fine. It just isn't my favorite. Checked good day, decided I really like the way the word adventure sits there. It emphasizes the horizontal of this. So as I'm looking at this, I definitely need more color. So I go to my stripe paper from Go Now Go, and that is called Action. And I'm going to cut two pieces, or one piece I should say, and then cut that into a couple pieces and use that to border the top photo and the bottom photo. So the photo of the trunk and then the photo of everything all together on the bottom. And that just helps give some emphasis to them as the larger of the photos. It also brings some more pattern into what right now is a fairly plain layout. So now I'm looking for other things that I can add. I want something on the bottom there, and I like the size of this boarding pass, but this isn't a story about a trip, well, a plane trip anyway, or a train trip. So I decide to take the sticker and cut it in half, and then just put the boarding pass piece back so I can use it later on. There is an airplane on that, but I'm going to cover that up somehow. And I look at the buttons from the collection and find this button that says yay. And since that's so kind of fun, you know, I thought that would be okay. And the boarding pass says new adventure on it, and this is a new adventure, so I thought that was pretty good. I found this camera sticker, and I like the way it echoed the blue with a little bit of the red, but it's leaving some space there, some trap space. I found that backpack sticker, and I liked that idea just because we were carrying backpacks during this particular adventure. But as I'm looking at it, I don't like the scale of that sticker compared to everything else. And then I find this little case that kind of looks like a handbag. I think it's probably some sort of briefcase or something like that, but I'm going to call it a handbag. We carried lots of bags, so that's how I'm going to make this sort of happen. And then I found this little blue sticker, and I thought maybe I would put those two pieces up there, but as I'm looking at it, I'm realizing again, I now have made trapped white space again there between the photo and the blue sticker up on top. I also want some more of that glitter, coppery rose gold color. So I grab that arrow and then I put the bag on top. This layout is going to go through lots of different configurations before it's finally done. And I am using wax paper here so that I don't have a problem with it sticking. Now I like that better at the bottom. I like the way it sits. It's heavier then. It gives some weight to the bottom. That word adventure is so large that I really like that weight. And what I'm doing here is I'm not loving that, I didn't love the red on there anymore. And I also wanted more of that coppery color. So I took a heart from the thickers and put that over the plain on that new adventure sticker. Now I need more blue again. That's one thing I'm realizing. So I took the other part of that boarding pass, and remember that there were some word stickers here. I thought about maybe using that arrow, but remember that there were some word stickers in the sticker book for Go Now Go. And that it's just called accent and phrase stickers. The chipboard handbag comes from Go Now Go as well, and that is called just stickers, even though they're chipboard. So it's all Go Now Go. I think everything on this is actually from Go Now Go. That will make it very easy. So now I've decided, okay, I like the placement. I really like the way that sticker up there that says souvenir on it, and you know, they were kind of souvenirs of our little trip. And I'm ready to start gluing things down. That handbag is giving me a little bit of a fit about where exactly I want it to land, because I'm not liking the way I can see the barcode there through it, but I'll get over that and be fine. And then I'm gonna just get this souvenir stuck on so that it works well there. Kind of decide where I want those two photos in the middle to go, and then when I do that, I decide I want to bring the souvenir sticker a little bit further down so that part of the word adventure is touching it, because then it sort of joins the whole layout together, so you really have a nice flow down. You know, just like you do in any other layout, or just like I've done in any other layout, I want elements touching other elements to help tell a cohesive story, and that's what I did here. And I'm really starting to like the way this looks. It's different. You know, the configuration is pretty different from what I normally do, but then the photos are much different sizes from what I normally do too. These stickers are not incredibly sticky once you take them off, and especially because I put them on wax paper, but I actually kind of like that because it makes it easier to move them around, and then I just add a little bit of ATG to them. So I'm thinking I want more of that rose gold color on here, and I'm trying to decide what to do, where to put something to help with that. But I'm just not liking the way it ends up. The triangle looks off to me for some reason. I think it's because of how I have the triangles, and it just didn't work for me. I'm trying and trying and trying. That's a larger one. I know I have a smaller set, so I kind of look at maybe doing a smaller one, and then I find these the enamel dots for Go Now Go, and I find this heart, and I decide to put that on that handbag to get a little bit of a spot of that rose gold color or copper color. I don't know exactly what to call it. Then I decide, you know what, I want a little bit more blue or splatter or something. So I take out my Mr. Huey Mist in Honor Society, and I decide I'm going to do a couple little splatters, and I take some of my wax paper there so I don't get it all over the photos. And I'm trying to get it to splatter, and it will not splatter for me. You know what, I'm getting a little bit, but I'm not getting splatters. So I take out my Ditto Mist in Turquoise, which is has shine in it, and I try that, and that's not splattering. So I don't know what's going on, why these aren't splattering for me, but they're not. And this leads to a very bad problem. You'll see this in just a second. Trying to figure it out. Still not splattering. And I finally decide, okay, fine, I'm just gonna, put some on there myself. And yes, they look a little contrived, but by this time I kind of had it with all of the mist. I was very unhappy. And I'd gotten a little, and there we go. I thought I had the cap on tight. I did not. And now that gets on the edge of my layout, and I have to figure out what to do because it's a problem. I had a second piece of the green, but I did not have a second piece of this beige. So I'm taking apart the layout, at least the edges of the layout, so I can cut off that edge. So I do that. And now I obviously don't have a square, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do there. And I'm kind of putting everything back on, and I realize, okay, this will all fit, so that's a good thing. That's going to all fit, but I need to cut a little bit more off because I decide I want to offset it towards one side a little bit, the whole entire layout towards one side, so that it's not so obvious that it was supposed to be a square and it ended up not being a square. And now I'm going to put things back here, and I mess up the souvenir word again, and I still want to maintain that, touching things. And actually what ended up happening is everything is closer within the layout now, which isn't such a bad thing from my perspective. And there, I'm putting that cluster back together, trying to figure out what's going on there. My normal layouts take between usually 30 and 40 minutes, usually right around 40 minutes. This one took me 72 because I had to figure this out. Now, I need to put a little bit more mist on here, and I take the mist out again just to get it so it doesn't look quite so, it looks kind of weird because I don't have enough splatters, and I'm still not, it still won't splatter to me, but and I'm being risky because I don't have my photos covered. And then I put it away and decide I am done with the mist. I don't love it, but it's just not working for me. I was done. Now I want to put something to that side to kind of emphasize that it is offset. So I find a tab from the accent and phrase stickers, and then I just look for anything else that I might be able to use. I found another handbag sticker there. For some reason, once I did this, I decided I wanted to cover up that big splatter splotch there, and I found that camera. And the size is a little off from what the handbag is, but that's fine. So then I move the little heart to over by the tab there, and I like that better as well. And I'm grabbing my foam tape here so that I can at least, because it's sitting up, that sticker's sitting up on chipboard, I need to back part of the sticker. So I did that, and I like that better because now it covers that huge splotch. And again, I'm being a little bit risky and doing that. You see now why I don't do a lot of mixed media, because I mean, this went horribly wrong. I do like in the end, I do like the layout. It's just not quite what I had planned. I'm doing a little measuring here because I'm going to gut this paper, and because it's not a square, I have to figure out how far in to cut it. And that's what I'm doing now, is I'm just cutting that paper. I remember when Shamel was doing a Glitter Girl episode once and had a horrible mist accident, and I thought of that when I did this. And I thought, well, I could just get rid of the layout, or I could figure out how to make it work. And I think, that's real life for us as scrapbookers, is sometimes things go wrong and you have to figure out how to make it work. And in the end, this layout turns out just fine. And I don't know, maybe I like it better. I haven't quite decided yet. After I finished this, I actually created this last night, and I'm doing the voiceover the next day.
I just wanted to be done with it because I was tired of it. So I'm looking at it now and I do like it quite a bit. So it worked out okay. Now there's one thing that's still bothering me a little bit. I think there's a little bit too much green there. So I'm thinking about what can I do there, and I'm thinking about putting a border strip in. So I'm using this, I'm not going to use that color, but thinking about how is that going to look? And I couldn't find a pattern that I liked that wasn't already on the layout. Like that stripe would have been great, but it wouldn't have laid right on the layout. So I'm just kind of looking to see. And I find this this border strip from the Here paper from Go Now Go. It's just the wood, and I considered using this wood to begin with in the layout and decided I really, really like that. So now I'm going to play a little bit to get that under there because I don't have a lot of room here to get it on the layout and underneath. I probably would have liked this idea a little bit better if I had punched a border strip, but whatever. It's done. Lane Amon likes to say better done than none, and that's with this one, that was definitely true. I really want it to be done. I am going to journal on this. I haven't finished that yet. I don't do it on camera, I do it off camera, so just so you know that. The journaling will be in the still and the detail shots. Now I moved that heart so there wasn't a lot of sticky on it, so I just put a glue dot behind it as well. I am just about finished, so I hope you are all well. Take care, hope you're having a great day, and bye!